It's Eli, the Marfan homie, back at it again. Thanks for everybody that's been tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate you guys and getting the word out about Marfans and just really becoming more aware of what it is and of some of the things that I guess people with Marfans and Marfans alike diseases go through. Um, I mean, again, some good, some bad, some this, some that. Rolling with the punches is probably one way we would put our life. And we just got to roll with everything that's thrown at us, as most people do. Um, but yeah, we are back again for another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode. If you did, give me some feedback. If you didn't, give me some feedback. Like I said, I'm trying to improve on everything that I'm doing here on the podcast. Um, but yes, as I reach for my handy dandy notebook. But yes, today is the day we have reached to another episode in season 2, and we're gonna talk about something I guess a little more personal and personable. I think that those are the two words. Just to give you a little bit of insight on like again who's Eli, what does he do in his spare time besides work and workout. Because again, I think I've mentioned working out quite a few times, and as I'm about to mention it again in this series of this forecast of events, however you're supposed to say it, for whatever. But whatever, like I said. So, without further ado, today's episode is the Marfan homie's other hobbies. So, again, like I just said, what do I like to do? What are some of the things that I like to do in the meantime, in my spare time, in between time? So yeah, let's do a little recap. So, what's happened since? The last time you heard from me? Yeah. Well, haven't went on any trips. Still pretty much looking for a job. Hopefully, by the time you guys hear this episode, I will be gainfully employed. I guess that's one thing that I can continuously update you guys on as you hear it through my voice and on this podcast. I actually have somewhere to go see something about something after I record this. So wish me luck. But yes, what else has happened? Not too many things. I think we ended up going somewhere probably however odd weeks ago. I don't remember. Again, a lot of things are just starting to like run into each other. I think I've gotten to the point of this whole little process now where a lot of things are just running into each other. I don't know this from that and that from this. And, it's been a lot. So we'll forget about that for now. How's the month been going? So what's this? The month of March. So my nephew just had a birthday. My brother is actually his dad is 7 days after, which they both have Marfan. So just a Marfan shout out for them. But again, happy birthday to my nephew. He turned 13. Happy future birthday to my brother. He's going to turn something in his 30s. If I turn 30, I think he turns 38 or 39. One of the two. What else? Oh, my cousin's birthday. Shout out to her. A lot of birthdays in March. I think you got another birthday of a friend of mine and another birthday of another friend of mine. And another birthday. Yeah, there's a lot of birthdays in March. So again, shout out to all y'all that have all the birthdays in March. So yeah, like I said, let's get into it. So, what does the Marfan homie do on his spare time, or what does the Marfan homie like to do? So, just a couple things. Watch TV. Who doesn't like to watch TV? And which is crazy because I know a lot of people that don't really care for TV. However, watching TV, I wish there was something good on TV, or I think I'm like stuck in the age or the realm where it's just like something hard to find something on TV. Excuse me. Well, yeah, I watch TV. I mean, again, it relaxes me. It puts my blood pressure down. I do find myself as I'm getting older finding it to be the last thing that I do before like the day ends, because again, like there's so much more to do in the day, or just to be productive and do other things. And I guess that's the part of growing up, which I really hate. But now I find myself doing watching TV as like the last thing of the day, which is again getting older, pretty much okay, trying to be more productive, trying to find more productive things to do. So that's one thing. But yeah, so I watch TV, great pastime, great. Um, what is that scientific word? Not oxytocin per se, but it releases. It makes me feel calm and collected and just serene. I don't know what that not toxin, but that scientific word is. Someone write it in the comments and let me know. Gym life. I'm an advocate for the gym. I know that with having Marfans and the doctors don't necessarily use the gym as a prescription, or prescribe the gym, or tell us to go to the gym at all. Or again, if you go nothing over 50 pounds, I'm sorry. I'm not a doctor. Let me put that out there. But I go to the gym, and if you can bear the gym, do what you have to do. But I enjoy it. I think at this point, June of 2017 makes my consistent going to the gym. Again, I've been on, I've been off. I think the most that I've ever missed, like going to the gym, was probably like a month, and I was just going through a lot mentally, and I started to notice it physically. And yeah, I was suffering. Like, yeah, I think that was the time they put me on the PIP and everything. I was suffering. I was just didn't feel like going to the gym. Honestly, some days I didn't feel like waking up and dealing with those people. That was a bad time. Very bad time. But the gym, like I said, over 7 years of consistently going, learned a lot, learned my body. I've gotten necessarily bigger in some ways. I've seen myself at my smallest. I've seen myself as necessarily like my biggest. I remember when I broke the 200-pound barrier, I was so excited. Then when I broke 210, oh my gosh. Then now I think in my more recent years after all my surgeries, I broke into 220. And I think I've broken the 230. 230 doesn't look too good on me, so I'm trying to slim down and do what I need to do. Even this morning, I was thinking about things that I need to eat and what I need to cut out in order to look the way I want to look, feel the way I want to look, and look the way I want to look, and just feel that part. So yeah, that's something that I've definitely been consistent with. And again, I like it. I enjoy it. I probably try out one thing a year. Like last year, I think did a biking class. I really want to get back into the biking class, but I need to straighten out some other things first before I join a biking class. Even though they offer it at the gym that I once had membership at, gotta straighten that out too. Life is rough, man. Boxing, I do want to get into boxing. Not even necessarily like going sparring with anybody, just hitting the bag, technique and stuff like that. Because again, I hit the bag now, pretty hard punch, but I know it can be harder, and I know there's a technique that I can definitely work on to just have that very specialized one-hitter quitter. Because I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover, or I'm a lover, not a fighter. So yeah, the less time I have fighting, the more time I got love. Got me. All right, yeah, but like I said, with the gym, so if you're comfortable with going to the gym and you want to know anything that I've been doing, again, comment, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, and we can talk about it. We can actually talk about it. Again, I enjoy it. I enjoy using every machine, learning what's new, seeing new machines, and be like, oh, what's that? I enjoy it all. Next, I guess one of my other favorite activities to do that have to do with fitness is biking. I like biking because I guess running isn't for me, or I don't necessarily do the running aspect of fitness. I enjoy the biking aspect of fitness, or for fitness. because I mean, again, it's not simpler. It challenges my body in a different way. I know when I start running, I get out of breath real quick. Whereas if I'm biking, I have a longer or stronger endurance while I'm biking. Haven't been biking since they stole my bikes last year. I don't know if I mentioned that at any time in any of the season 2 podcasts, but yeah, September or August of last year, they stole my bike. So I haven't been biking since. I plan on getting a new bike this year, a new and improved bike, and I also plan on storing it, not in the bike room, more on my apartment patio with a metal lock instead of the little cable lock, which they snip. And I actually see a couple people on the first floor. They actually have their bikes on their patio with the metal lock, and it doesn't seem to be tampered with. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and get new bikes and put metal locks on the patio and call it a day. But no, biking, I think the longest I've been biking was probably about 20 to 30 miles, and that was 15 up and 10 to 15 up and 10 to 15 back. I went with a biking crew thing there threw my leg out, so that was one thing. But biking is my cardio. I do want, like this year, I do want to learn how to deep water swim. I think it's time. Again, I can flap my feet and stand back up in a like 6 feet at the max, but or 5'10". But I want to learn how to deep water swim because ultimately I think it'll help with my lungs. I think it'll help with me controlling my breathing, controlling my heart rate, and just even becoming more in control of being calm and staying focused. Because again, water, it takes you away, so you got to be prepared for any situation. So I think that's another thing that swimming might help with mentally, is being prepared for any situation. Because again, once you start panicking in the water, you're liable to drown. So yes, I do want to learn how to deep water swim and be the ultimate person that can walk, bike, and swim. Not that I'm about to do it. What's it called? A marathon or triathlon or anything like that. I just want to be prepared in certain situations. But biking is one thing that I love. I had a bike from REI, a co-op. They took it and they chopped it up for parts because a part of it is in Mexico. Don't ask me how I know. But part of it's in Mexico. So another thing that I like doing is reading what's new with tech and auto. So one thing that I used to say, like in college, high school, and probably middle school, Elijah Williams does not read for recreational purposes. However, that has changed. Like I said, I'm growing up. So I think from the age of like 25, 26 up to now, I find myself picking up a book or two throughout the year and seeing what it has for me and seeing what I can learn from that book. Like right now, I'm reading Ultra Learning. The book before that was As a Man Thinketh, which I read frequently. Another book that I read this year alone, 2025, is Atomic Habits. And I think the other book that I finished in January was How to Be Loved by Humble the Poet. So we got How to Be Loved, Atomic Habits, Ultra Learning, and A Man Thinketh. So I'm on Ultra Learning now, but As a Man Thinketh, it's a short read, hour audiobook. So I do the thing where I combine the audiobook with the physical book. I'll admit I do have comprehension issues as I read. Again, I can read fluently, but I read I read fluently. However, I read out loud. When I read in my head, it doesn't work for me. Even when I'm like doing the whole classical music thing, and that people say try that doesn't work for me. I need the audio book, the physical book, and I'm reading, I'm highlighting, and I'm comprehending. Again, whatever works for you. I know that's my weak point. So in order for me to read for recreational purposes, I need the physical book and the audio book, and I have them both go along. But I guess because it doesn't interest me. Whereas when it comes to reading what's new with tech and auto, comprehension is what? So I think that's what another thing that I've heard, like as a child or growing up, you have to read what interests you. But there's no book on tech that I would necessarily want to read, or there's no auto book on like automobiles that I would want to read. I'll read the manual of an auto book. I'll read the manual of a piece of technology, or I'll read an article on what's new, what's next, and stuff like that, and I'll comprehend and I can be able to relay the information. So, again, I guess it's what interests you is what will get you to read for recreational purposes. So when I'm online or when I'm on my laptop and stuff, I do try to just see what's new. A couple people I follow, whether it's in the car industry or like the tech industry, I see what's new with them. Then I'll probably pull up the article of the product that they're talking about and just see what's new. Again, that's something I've been doing probably since I was like in elementary school. Cause you remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but like on Yahoo, I don't know if they still do it because it's how long it's been since I've been on there. But they'll have the articles. They'll have the articles at the top, and you can like click next, and you can like click it to another tab. I used to go on there every morning faithfully, especially when I used to go inside the office. So back in like towards the end of 2019 was probably the last time I like actually did it, to go back and just see what's new in the world or what's new with tech and auto. Then I'll visit sites like TechCrunch, CNET, and stuff like that. But yeah, so another thing that I like to do is spend quality time with the family and friends. Not to say that I'm a homebody. I like to get out every now and then, but I'm a homebody. So spending quality time with family and friends. I know like I go to Atlanta when I go back home. Well, yeah, when I go back home and stuff. When I wake up, I brush my teeth and I head to my mom's house. I'm like, what are y'all doing today? They be like, nothing. I'm like, all right. So I sit there bored. But like, again, it's just, to me, that's still quality time. I'm just like being around. Quality time, it just means like being around. So if I'm around and we up and we talking, we having fun, that's quality time. So again, like even here with my friends, I'm just like, all right, they're having a shindig, I'll go. Quality time. Can't say I didn't go and stuff like that. So yeah, quality time is probably, I know for me that's a love language for sure. Yeah, all that. Now you guys are learning a lot about me today. Receiving quality time. What was it? Receiving love and showing love. Receiving love would definitely be quality time. Showing love I'm definitely a gift giver. Because in my mind, I see a need that needs to be fulfilled, and the person might not know what they're saying at the time, and I'll just like, oh yeah, you said this. So yeah, I think those are how I give, how I receive, and how I show. But besides that, it says etc. for the next thing. But what are some other things that I like to do? Those are honestly the bigger ones. I know that I like to drive. I like to make my car as comfy as my home, or like for what it's worth. So like in my car, audio is very important. So I dibble and dabble in like what's the new audio. Like I said, I read about tech and stuff, so I try to learn the utmost of what I can. So I dibble and dabble in that. What else? So yeah, like one of my cars is basically a home theater. It has a big old screen in there, and we watch TV or movies. I'm gonna do that to my other car next. So, yeah, I like driving long drives. So anything that gets me out the house and just like a very calm, aware setting. Well, yeah, very calm / aware, because you gotta be aware when you're driving, but very just a calm setting. Go for a cruise and just feel all right. So that's one thing that I honestly like to do, is get in my car and just drive up and down whatever highway in Texas that has no traffic. So yeah, that's one thing. So what does the Marfan homie not like to do? So the first thing I got on here is sweat. I hate sweat. I remember when I was younger, I didn't sweat at all, and then one day I woke up and went to the gym and just like sweat consumed me. I remember a lot of times that the sweat just became so overbearing. So one thing that everyone close to me knows about me, I don't like to sweat. I mean, again, it sounds mundane, I guess, but it sounds like, oh, bro, that happens to everybody. No, I don't like it. I'll even say, like, when I'm working on my car, I don't like to sweat. I don't like to get the black things in my fingers. So I wash my hands in between, like, what I'm doing in the car, and I probably won't even be done. But what I realized is when you do wash your hands, when you do wash your hands, you don't get the black stuff in your fingers and stuff. So that's actually a plus. And now I bought a pack of gloves, so now I actually try to work, be hands-on with my car with gloves on. So it's working out pretty well, if I say so myself. So another thing is stress. Man, excuse me, but stress. Stress leads to other things, and that's just one thing that I don't like to do. I don't like to stress, and the next thing on that list is I don't like to argue. I don't like to raise my blood pressure. All those things are on the list. I don't. I'm a cool, calm, and collected person. Some people would tell you I'm very humble about the way I do things, the way I carry myself, and just stuff like that. I don't see anything wrong with being a very humble being. So that's just me through and through. I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't like confrontation. I don't mind confrontation. I'm gonna say what I have to say, and I'm done with it. Like anything that a person has to say after what I need to say, basically talking to yourself. Sad to say. But yeah. Sweat, stress. Don't bring stress. Again, with the condition, right? I have to maintain a cool, calm, and collected inside and outside because I don't want to die early of complications with high blood pressure, the heart, anything. I don't want those problems. I'm gonna come back and haunt you if that's the reason that I have to go. I don't know what haunting someone looks like, but I'm gonna figure it out. So that's just one thing. So switch that. During again, becoming an adult just puts so many other things in perspective where it's just like, what do you do now? So a couple things. I remember, so I'll even say, if you go on my other YouTube channel, actually like anything, I did start a channel like that back a time ago, when the new iPhone came out, and I found myself wanting to review tech. I still want to review tech. I just get it in bursts. I'm not as consistent, of course, as the big players or the small players. I'm just not as consistent. However, again, tech interests me, so I was like, all right, why not do this? And then, actually, like anything was a play on, and shirts are getting small. But as for my people that aren't on the camera, I just did the little get buff thing or whatever. But whatever. Yeah. So yeah, when the iPhone 10 came out, and then later that year, the HomePod came out, the first HomePod. I reviewed both of those with a couple, like 2 items in between. And what am I getting at? Yeah, that was my first, not necessarily my first, but like my first, I guess, entrepreneurial YouTube channel. I'm doing this, I'm buying that, I'm investing in myself, those type of things. And again, as you get older, you just want to venture out to new things and stuff like that. So what my next one was, businesses that the Marfan homie has started. So before I get into what sprung from the YouTube channel, again, I was buying things, I was buying tech, and I was like, let's review it, let's get it out. But I think that time up to this time, if I do it now, I mean, again, the quality is going to be better because, man, I don't know. I was just doing stuff, to be honest. I was just recording and didn't really know what I was doing, unboxings and recordings, and now there's a whole new thing. It's crazy to see how things have changed from when I started and from when other like big timers started up to now. People like the sound of you, not just you unwrapping it. People like the sound that the paper makes. I think it's called ASMR. And again, that works for y'all. So that's probably like something that I would do if I was to go back. I'll be make sure I have like a mic on the. It's a whole thing. Let me not get into it. But one thing that sprung from that was Nerdify, a smart home company. So Nerdify again, it how do I put this? Nerdify satisfies my inner nerd because I can bring that nerdiness to other people. So again, a Nerdify smart home company. So basically, not even basically, I install smart home products in other people's homes. Today in my home, I just found out I had C-wire behind the thermostat. I'm gonna be installing my Ecobee thermostat so I can hook it up to my Apple Home Kit, things like that. I just found that out. I literally just found out that I can do that to my apartment. But another thing is, so with Nerdify, I would go to people's homes and install doorbells, wall sensors, and all types of stuff, windows and door sensors. I said doorbells, smart home cameras, and again, I would just show people based upon what I can do with my home. These are some of the things that they can do with their home. So that would be a whole nother episode to just go to my Actually Like Anything Instagram page. You'll see a couple of my installs and articles on that page and stuff like that. So yeah, then once again, that's Actually Like Anything on all platforms. So again, it's all about tech. Probably should change the name because people were asking me on off the wall questions. Because aren't you Actually Like Anything? I was like, whoa, tech only. And that's crazy, different personas. But again, all things relate back to me. OPA, so official public apparel. That is one that me and my girlfriend had started. I don't know what happened to it, but we still have inventory. We still got a couple of shirts. I give them out every now and then. But no, OPA was definitely a part. I still wear the sticker on this laptop. Oh, I haven't put one on this laptop yet. Oh, yes, I did. Right. So, yeah. OPA, I mean, again, I invested a lot of money into that. I saw a lot of return, and even with that, took a loss one day. Cash App got charged, and somebody took like $600 from our Cash App account. So that day, we realized that, yeah, why didn't we have a bank account before? Tried to get it back. Cash App said nope. Yeah, the yawn. Cash App said nope. We won't be able to return that to you. Just better luck next time. That was back in 2020. Then I think we stopped designing and selling in 2022 or 3. Might be looking to bring it back, might not be. I just know that if we do decide to bring it back, we're gonna have to drop a whole bunch of gear at one time. A lot of pre-orders and a lot of photo shoots and a lot of things are gonna go into that. So a lot of promo. But again, you have to do those things to see your babies flourish. Like again, OPA, Nerdify, or what's another one? I mean, even then, the whole CMOS thing. I do sell CMOS. It's called Eli's Elixirs. So CMOS. I have Eli's Elixirs, Nerdify, official public apparel. So like I said, entrepreneurship is something that I have dibbled and dabbled in. So again, this is more so like, Eli, the Marfan homie, is also big on entrepreneurship. If the business makes sense to me, I will definitely do it, start it, run it, and hopefully begin to see it through. I remember in college, there was a time that I was like, I'm going to open a restaurant. I'm not going to say what type of restaurant on this platform, but all my friends in college know that I do still, or I did. They know the college name of it. I mean, they know the restaurant name and the concept, but no, I still do want to open that restaurant. So whenever I make it big, I'm definitely gonna open up that restaurant and make it a part of the whole brand things that I do. Um, so let's see, yeah. Um, so even with that, I think so let's say like with OPA, when were like basically the only ones modeling. Uh, Talk about you had to get out of your insecure head. Yeah. So again, if you see my Instagram, my personal Instagram, and you've seen that again, like how my chest poked out and stuff like that, I did not. No, even by that time, I think, yeah, by that time, I had already put that on there. But again, that's because you put it on Instagram doesn't necessarily mean like you're done being self conscious about it. So, yeah, modeling and stuff, and just looking at my body and how I was modeling in these pictures. Some people say I look hot. I think not. So, again, that's still an internal battle. But, just being an entrepreneur, just having Marfans, you still get those jitters, like how people are looking at you. I know I did. I just had to own it. I think that all the ventures that I set out on and all the things that I set out on, I just necessarily had to own it. I didn't want anything to own me. So yeah, I owned it. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it. I think again, like when installing stuff at people's homes, being afraid of heights, like I think that being an entrepreneur did help lower my self-conscious about, or am I saying it right? Being an entrepreneur did help me become one with my body. There we go. Loosely put. Again, yes, modeling and clothes were hard, but again, it's my brand, so I had to do it. I didn't have money to pay models. Not too many people that would do it without being paid. Then shout out to the ones that did do it. What else? So that was one thing, and I think that just letting people know, because again, now you're being seen by more people. Just letting people know that you do have these businesses that you do want to take off the ground. YouTube, okay, yes, doing the YouTube thing for Nerdify or actually like anything was definitely a hard thing. Because my hands, my body had to be in the screen of the forefront, and it was very weird to me. But again, chase your dreams, chase your entrepreneurship, and watch things flourish. Quick word of advice for that right there. Personal. Oh, that was I guess not to my own horn. I did used to personal train from time to time. I remember there was a time that I was personal training somebody. They lost a good amount of weight in a good amount of time, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, you like what? How?" Well, first they did what they needed to do, and I pushed them to do what they needed to do. Just came up with the plan. I never got certified though. That is one thing that I wouldn't mind being certified in. Just another thing under my belt. Being certified in personal training. I think that I do have the know-how, the knowledge, and what it takes to basically be a personal trainer. So yeah, I wouldn't mind actually doing that for somebody. So yeah, if you want a personal trainer, hit me up on that too, and we can get a regimen going and figuring out what you can, well, where you are, not necessarily what you cannot do, but where you are as an individual and where you would like to be as an individual. Yeah, I spoke about this before. So my love for driving, something I do in my spare time. So like again, I drive to Georgia, Alabama quite frequently. I think even last year, I think we did it 3 times. Two, 3 and 4 last year. And I mean, again, that's not something that I mind doing. 12 hours of straight driving in the car is not bad to me. But other than that, like I said, discovering new routes, driving across the country, driving anything I can get my hands on. Oh yeah, I like to test drive cars. So again, so I think cars or the interest in cars is another thing that I like to do or that I like. Um, I test drive. I test drive a certain amount of cars. I go to car auto shows and stuff like that. I haven't been to a Cars and Coffee yet, or Rigs and Coffee. I think somebody should host that in Dallas. There's a lot of rigs here. That's what they call the whole lifted scene, lifted truck and SUV scene. They should definitely host the Rigs and Coffee. And so again, I got the rigs. I got two, so I had to choose either one, either day that they decide to host that, and just go out and meet people and stuff like that. But yeah, I test drive cars. I need to get back into doing that. I know that some dealerships like it, some dealerships don't. I think the latest car that that would be a lie. One of the latest cars that I test drove was a Porsche Taycan, and that car right there is incredibly comfortable and fast. Most recently, when I went to New York, I was on Turo. If there's any car that you want, you definitely get it on Turo. In New York, I rented a Tesla Model Y. So here's the thing, and we could, even though this is not about cars, but it is about my interest. I personally like that car. I think that was the number one sold SUV of last year, and now I see why. You walk up to the car, it's basically on. You open the door, you can open the door, and I only spent like 2-3 days with it. Your music connects automatically if your phone is connected to the Bluetooth. Press the gas or press the brake. You can shift it or whatever. Yeah, it has I think it was a 2024, 2025, so they had the thing on the side. Shift it, pressed it for park, and I think this one brought this was the newer model because it had the horn in the steering wheel. I don't think I ever sat in the back seat, so I wouldn't know. But overall, you could fit 5 suitcases in there. I know, I did it. It has a good amount of room, I would say. Overall, it was a very nice ride. I could describe everything about it. I think the Model Y and 3 don't have air suspension, whereas the S and X do. But man, it was a good ride. I don't know if I've test driven anything else other than those two within the past couple months. Yeah, but again, that's just see how that's how passionate I am about it and stuff like that. That's what gets me going. What other hobbies do I have? So like I said, self-proclaimed TV critic. So anything TV show that comes on, I'm pretty much. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it bad? Test driving cars. I mean, honestly, I test drive them because I have no plans on buying them. I just want to see what it feels like. I have 2 of my own right now that I need to work on, so no need to go and buy another one. What else do I like to do? I like to design my own tattoos. Every tattoo that I have on me, probably besides this one, I pretty much came up with the design myself. So I actually have one more design that I want on my left bicep. So that's something that I do. I design my own tattoos in my spare time. What else? I don't know. I mean, I like to just find out new things and see if I can do it. And that's it. I mean, again, I think that's one of the purposes in life, just finding out what you like to do and just going to do it and see if it works out. If it don't work out, at least you can say you tried. Or at least, not even you tried. At least you can say you did it. No more trying. Just go ahead and do it. If you don't like it, stop doing it. And then when someone says, hey, have you ever done this? Yes, I did do that. I didn't like it, so I stopped doing it. Damn. See how that word play a word? Think about it. Words of advice. We're on the words, so we're gonna wind down and stuff like that. We're on words of advice. So words of advice. When you find a passion, stick to it. And if that hobby pays, that's a bonus. So, yeah. So if you find a hobby that you're passionate about, stick to it. And if that hobby so happens to pay, that's a bonus. So you can think of it like that for sure. Conclusion. Hey man, don't stop having fun and doing things you love. Enjoy your hobbies, gardening, knitting, or whatever it is. Keep it going. That even leads me to my other thing. I got a plant a couple years ago. That plant is flourishing. So things like that. But I'll read it again. Don't stop having fun and doing the things you love to do. Enjoy your hobbies like gardening, knitting, or whatever it is. Just make sure you keep it going. So again, any hobby you have, anything that you enjoy, anything that brings you peace, keep doing that thing. Anything that makes you calm, tranquil, keep doing that thing. And like I said before, and if that thing brings you money, that's a bonus. Not to say you have to do it for money, because for some things I've noticed with some people is that if you start doing your hobby for money, then it seems like a job and it's going to turn into something that you dislike. If you don't want that hobby to be something that you dislike, honestly, you could do it for free and not get paid for it, because that's how much you like it. So it's up to you. But yeah, man. So shout out to all the March birthdays. Shout out to all the April birthdays. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the viewers. Like again, I'm on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and YouTube. So go check me out on all of those. How to reach me. So again, I'm on basically every platform: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. I think 3 or 4 of those let you actually reach out to the content creator. So again, reach out to me if you have any questions, suggestions, or anything that you would like me to know, or anything that you're going through that you probably want to navigate through together. I'm down for it. So yeah, man, just hit me up, let me know. And yeah, so again, subscribe, repost, and hit the bell. So once again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you didn't repost it. And if you didn't click the bell to know when I post something new, click the bell so you can figure that out, so you can know when. And I think those are all the major things that bring me happiness, peace, and tranquil in my life. I hope if we do relate on any of those, let me know. If we don't, let me know. I want some type of feedback. I want some type of interaction, knowing that I'm reaching the people, reaching you guys. But no, man, you guys have been good. My imaginary audience, or my audience that has not heard this yet or that will hear this, you guys have been good. I appreciate all the support. Again, these are going to keep coming. Going to be consistent with this, not fall off for a whole year. If there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, I'm here for it. But yeah, man, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful month, a wonderful year. And until we talk again, or until you hear me,